Welcome to Backstage Money, real world finance for musicians. I'm your host, Jason K. Powers, and this is where music and money collide with honest stories and practical lessons from people who make it work. Let's get to it. So today I am joined by Christian music pop punk princess, Grace Graber. She is a rising artist, recently known for bold punk edge covers, as well as candid conversations around faith and mental health. Her latest EP, Everything You Ever Wanted, just released recently, and she's been building a real community across streaming and socials. Grace, welcome to the show.
Hi. You wanna have a real convo about finances? Or be like,
Finances, right?
"Oh, no, yeah, oh, no." You're gonna have, like, Grace Graber, and she's gonna get real,
That's
and it's about a real thing.
right.
You sure?
We
No,
want
just
we
kidding.
want to hear it all. That's right. We'll see what kind of trouble we can find. We never know what we're going to stumble into on these talks. With people. So
Oh, yeah,
it's fun.
I'm sure you've had so many different walks of life slash
Hmm.
like, opinion like, this is, like, a very fragile topic because it's people have different opinions on like,
Sure.
I'm very private sometimes when it comes to this
Hmm.
stuff, but, like,
Hmm.
we'll see where it takes us.
Well, we're not asking how much money is in everybody's bank accounts and all that kind of thing. So we're like,
Oh, good.
yeah, we're not doing it.
Yeah,
That's it.
because the
That's
honest
it.
truth is I still feel like a college kid, so,
That's
yeah,
it. That's it.
yeah.
Well, really, before we dive into things, I want to actually hear kind of a little bit of your origin story, I would say. We'd love to hear kind of how did you get here?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're popping up everywhere, at least on my feeds, and I see it all the time. But how did you get into music? I mean, how did you
Popping
get
up
started?
overnight, as they say. Well, I
Yeah.
haven't really been doing this very long. I'm just gonna be really
Mhm,
honest. I've only
mhm.
started Grace Graber in the last 5 years, so it's
Okay.
it's pretty cool. It's been a huge grind to just wake up one day and go, "God is calling me to this." And so when I was 12 years old, I was physically and verbally assaulted by other girls in middle school, and it was really bad. I
Mhm.
developed undiagnosed PTSD from it and later found
Wow.
out, yeah, oh gosh, CPTSD it's real. And
Mhm.
yeah, a Hawk Nelson song essentially stopped me from committing suicide.
Wow.
And yeah, it told me I wasn't alone. It told me that like God was going to be there for me, and I believed it. And I will tell you this, I start in these underground Christian rock concerts, these bands no one's heard of,
Mhm.
these just underground Christian rock bands. Like I would meet these bands and I'd be like, "Man, the people who know me want to hurt me." But these guys like they love me so well, and why
Mhm.
is that? And that's how I discovered my own faith and, like, who Jesus was, and really healed from my PTSD by going to these concerts, and really found myself by watching these guys make video
Mhm.
blogs and just be authentically themselves. And so, honestly, Grace Graber is just an extension of Hawk Nelson at this point. Like, they're all in my life. I started in 2020 when the band ended, and that was not like planned at all. It just the doors finally opened. I wrote a jingle for the spa that I work for, and the company put out a nationwide songwriting contest, and so I wrote the company jingle essentially, and then that opened doors when I'm so sorry, I'm choking on my own spit.
That's right.
When I did the songwriting contest, essentially, I met someone I grew up listening to who I shared my Hawk Nelson story with, and he was like, "Do you realize, like, how marketable that is?" And I was like, "Not really, like, it's my
Yeah.
suicide story, like,
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
I'm not trying to advertise that I'm, like, suicidal, but okay." But the more and more I started doing music after 2020, I was doing well, like, marketing, like you mentioned social media, like, I had these songs that I was working on. It was like, what's the only free way of doing anything? Social media is the only
Mhm.
free way to, like, properly market yourself and utilizing it to its, like, advantage. But I will tell you, when I decided to move to Nashville, I started getting a little more open about my story online,
Mhm.
and it was reaching people, and it turned into people going, Like, I've had fans tell me, like, "I Googled how to get help and you came up." You know, it's just like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, that's only God, but I shared, a Hawk Nelson song saved my life, and this is I wanna be alive, and I kinda wanna write songs to do that for someone else, and then the more and more we've gotten into it, the more it's like, "Oh, well, the punk thing, like, that's the most authentic for me,"
Mhm.
and now it's like, man, I don't owe those guys anything, but now they're in my life, and now they get to see, like, the fruit of all that work that they put in. So it's like a huge honor to yeah, to be Hawk's little sis and then, save more lives and
Yeah.
watch the fruit of God doing one thing in me. And then now I have fans at shows that it's like it comes out of the woodwork. You really just don't know how God's using your music.
Mhm.
And so then these punk covers are opening up Christian pop punk to Gen Z. And there's just like a whole lot to it right now. And I'm kind of
Mhm.
curious about what God's doing. But I'm
Mhm.
also like, I'm just a girl who was a Hawk Nelson fan. So yeah, that's the origin story of Grace Graver is I'm just a huge fangirl of my favorite band, and then it
Yeah.
turned into like my career.
And then
So you can imagine how they feel.
yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
Well, you hear that so much about, all the artists I talk to, that sentiment is said a lot. Like we're fans also, and I think there's a public perception of, oh, the musicians just like their
Well,
own music, for the most.
some
I mean, we know that's not true, but
well, like
which,
some of them, like it's their job, like straight up. I'm not gonna lie, I've had those conversations
mhm,
with artists that it's okay. That's kind of disappointing. Like,
mhm,
but like I've for the people that I have connected with the most, for the most part, it's like we understand the feeling you get when you hear a song and you're like, "Ooh, that's impactful." You
yeah,
understand that feeling because you've had that feeling happen in a very critical part of your own life. And
mhm,
so it's like when songwriters are just chasing the song for the business, yeah, it takes years for them to find that song, no duh, because you're trying to find a feeling that can only be experienced by experience.
mhm,
And that is something like literally I saw John yesterday. We were talking about that and he was, he's like, "You maybe you need to find the song that makes people feel that." And I was
mhm,
like, "Yeah, it's like I know what that feels like. That was Hawk for me, And
yeah,
I need to chase that feeling that I got when I first heard that Hawk Nelson song or when I first met the band. You chase that feeling. Like, that's the awe and wonder, and I think it's so hard in music because you're exposed to it every day, you lose that awe and wonder, hence why I wrote Pressure. I finally did it all, like, I went on tour, I was writing songs, I had really cool opportunities, and Pressure came from a place of, "Man, this ain't satisfying. This really
mhm,
sucks." Like, actually, I've kinda lost it was so much more fun when I was a kid dreaming about it than it was,
yeah,
like, after it happened, and now it's like, "Okay, this kinda like, it doesn't blow, it's just like it's kinda like, "Oh, now what?"
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What's next? Right, right. Well, so let's talk a minute about, which is how I stumbled across you originally. I mean, I found you on a playlist, and I put you on my playlist, and then I put two and two together. I was like, hey, and so I reached out,
You've
but
had social media, girl,
social
and good
media.
music.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That's right. So let's talk about the social media thing for a little bit. Your social presence has really surged, safe to say, this year.
In the
And
last week.
and
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so what prompted that, or what led to that? How did you get to that point? Was it intentional, or was it like, oh, I'm onto something here, so you keep pursuing that? How did this come
Well,
to be?
I like when I first started music, it was like, this is the only free thing I can do. And I'm like, I can't afford much. I didn't even know what marketing was. I
Hmm.
just knew like I had to utilize everything and be loud. That was my
Hmm.
word was be loud, be louder
Hmm.
than everybody else online.
Hmm.
And that is kind of I can out hustle, like, anyone if I'm
Yeah.
loud and, like, obnoxious online, truly, like, I feel like it's the people who, like, I don't know, like, but also online is such a myth and a lie, so I do need to call that out, like, when it looks like I'm loud on social media, it does not mean huge things are happening in the background as well, like, it's all just a lie, so I know the enemy can kind of use that to warp people's minds of, yeah, you're you're doing great. It's like, yeah, well, I'm still working a full-time job.
Mhm.
I'm still, like, pinching pennies to pay for the next song. Like,
Mm.
just because it's blowing up, it's exposure, it's great, it's awesome, it
Mhm.
gets to save more lives, like, it has to align with that at the end of the day for me, like, it has to. And so, it's saving lives, it's great. But, yeah, I think, like, social media could be such a myth, and so I did wanna call that out before it's, talking about how cool and awesome, and it's such a myth, like, yeah, I still have to pay my bills. It's not like
Right.
music is paying for it right now. So I didn't wanna point that out. But I will say it started with me just utilizing every free opportunity. I have a video editing background. I went and got certified in high school with Adobe and went to a special school for that. So video design, you name it, is just like up my alley. I
Yep.
like love doing that. So I would personally love to just do that for a bunch of artists, like be a creative director at a label or
Uh-huh.
something. That would be awesome. But yeah, it's benefited me. So I just was like, okay, I know I like that part. And this is the way I love posting. I love updating about my day. That's
Mhm.
fine. So I just would
Mhm.
post every day. And when I moved to Nashville and then got more real with my story and kind of more brave with my message, because I moved to town to do the pop thing, like the Christian radio thing. And I vetted and dated labels and I did all that. And it was like, yeah, that's cool. And I kept telling my story and they'd be like, "You're a rock artist. What are you talking about? If this
Mhm.
is like what fuels you, you're in the wrong genre." And then I started getting real online with social media like when I first moved here about 4 years ago. And I had some mental health reels like blow up and get like millions of views. And that was
Mm.
cool. And so I was known as like the mental health girl for a little bit. And then just recently, like it took a lull for a long time of me just like posting. And then I was gearing up for a Hawk Nelson cover. And I started like just posting lip syncing videos of me lip syncing to the song that I was gonna release my own version of, and that blew
Uh-huh.
up. And then I've had this idea in my brain for 2 years of I know I wanna be like fully pop punk. Like I've wanted to get there and I've had people just like in my life who have allowed me to get there and I've always wanted to just do punk versions of Christian songs because no one knows what pop punk is anymore, and they're telling me I'm not, and it's like, let me just show them up and show them that I know what it is, like,
Let me
like
show you. I'll
yeah,
show
like,
you.
I know my stuff is overtly pop, I'm very aware, but I've had this idea of, look, Hawk Nelson, like, they went pop, but they were traditionally a punk band at the beginning, and I just love
Mhm.
that sound, and I wanna bring that back into their legacy, and so, I don't know, I just had this idea and I vocalized it to a couple people. And finally, Josiah Prince, he's with Disciple. He finally was like, honestly, let's do it. That sounds like really fun. And Josiah was in Philmont. And Philmont was such a like huge band for me too as a teen. So we're kind of like, honestly, I looked at him the other day and I'm like, I'm in awe that like I get to revive this genre with someone who
Mhm.
shaped the genre for me in the first place. So
Mhm.
it's really cool, but
Mhm.
I had this idea and then it just did well, and I don't know, I can't tell you how, I don't know, but it's because Gen Z is who's in control right now and they recognize those songs, and so they're recognizing the song and then now they're like, "Oh, a whole different genre that I've never heard of before." So
Yeah.
I truly just think it's like timing. And I also think too, like, you've got to meet these kids where they're at. We can't be pushing new music down their throat all the time and expecting them to like it when they don't even recognize it. So it's been fun and
Sure.
I've had a mindset shift on covers. I used to say I'd never do a cover. That's BS. Like I've obviously am doing covers now and like I'm noticing the benefits of doing covers is because people get exposed to the thing they know they like with
Yeah.
someone new that they might like. So I couldn't tell you rhyme or reason. Honestly, I posted the Forrest Frank one. I had just gotten the videos and I was like, is it too soon? And I was like, honestly, I'm excited about this. I should just post it. So
Yes. 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 Couldn't wait. Couldn't wait. Well, so there's a lot of, I mean, effectively trial and error on the social media. It was just trying different things. You were just posting what you wanted out there.
Oh, you
A
have to have
lot of
fun.
content.
Yeah, you just have to like, it's trial like you said, trial and error. It's like but you have to have fun. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
tired of all these people, like, overthinking it a little bit. It's just like, put it out. Just try it. Why not? And
Mhm,
if people like it and you hate it, how cool is it to know, like, the thing that you didn't really like that much, people love, but,
mhm.
like, the thing and they might even love even more the thing you like, you know? So, I don't know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that maybe that's a good conversation for people is the self-conscious side of it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put my stuff out there. What if it's rejected?
Well, then you have to keep going. Like, honestly,
Yes.
there's yeah, what if it's rejected? Then are you gonna stop? Are you
Yeah.
kidding? Then you shouldn't even start it in the first place if you're gonna stop.
That's it. That's it. Well,
Like, no, like,
let's
I will tell you, I restarted so I've always written songs, like, Hawk Nelson inspired me as a teenager, and this is something I talk to artists all the time because it's a valid thing,
mhm,
and this is, like, why people are like, "Why aren't you waiting to get signed and all that?" Is honestly because, 1, people are dying and, like, they need an active big sister out there, like, promoting, but it's like, I had someone look me in the eye one day and tell me how much all the reasons why I wasn't putting out music were lies. Like,
mhm,
literally, and he didn't give me any grace around it. He was like, "I hear you, but no." And
wow.
it was kinda disappointing because it's like, "Hear me out," but at the same time, it's like, "No, you're right. I'm always gonna have a reason not to do it, so might as well beat the odds and just do it."
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Well, let's kind of spin to we talked about covers and you just had recently put out this punk version of Lemonade and it caught a wave,
Yeah.
so to speak. And so what, from a strategic standpoint, let's say on your end, was there anything after once that hit and you're like, oh my gosh,
Huh?
you know, what was like was there any kind of scrambling efforts to let's say
Oh.
capitalize on that?
Are you serious? Yeah, like,
Yeah.
literally this week, like, it's been so much like, even my team is, like, navigating, like I think they like, it's still new territory, this whole, like, overnight social media thing,
Hmm.
but yeah, like, it's been a lot of, "Hey, we should" I calling up Josiah going, "Do you have any time to finish this?" And then, like, my team, my distribution going, when do we drop it? Like, we want it to have the best opportunity, but this is really fast and people want it now. And it's like a completely different world to navigate. But what it's actually showing me is I need to be ready like at all times now. Like, so I've got a game, like, it honestly put a game plan and a fire under my butt. I'm posting more and more punk covers, and I'm just like, I have all this content built around just Christian songs going punk. And now we're like, well, these are doing well. So let's just see what top 4 do the best
Hmm.
and just decide and, like, in November. So by the time we're done recording, all of the covers will be out that I've done, and I even have more producers reaching out to me and asking to be a part of it, like, they want to get involved, which is dope. Like,
That's great.
so
Yeah.
around the time at the end of the year, like, we will have seen how all of these performed, and then I've definitely created a game plan now. Like, it was exciting to post it, and then you get 100,000 views overnight, and you're like,
Oh.
that was
Oh,
my
that
goal
yes.
number, by the way. Like, we're gonna release it. Like, we sat there in the studio, like, what number should we like release this? And we're thinking it's gonna take a couple weeks to get there. And
Hmm.
it's like I called Josiah the next day, and it's like that just hit 100K, like less than 24 hours. And it's a lot. It's a lot, but I this is where our world is coming to. So we have to be ready and prepared, and I have to know now if someone likes something, I have to be ready. So yeah, my team was stressed. I was stressed out. And it's like I'm a little indie and I'm paying for this out of pocket, but God provides. So
Hmm. Hmm. So, I mean, I think the takeaway for any of the music guys listening is have some kind of basic
oh, have a
what
plan.
if
No matter
plan.
what, like, yeah, just if it's like something like that where it's really cool and it's like this could, Like, maybe, but I think I was afraid to have a plan going into it is because what if it did fail at the same
Yeah.
time? And that's like, yeah, what if it does fail? And it's the same thing we talked about earlier. It's like, am I gonna stop if it fails? No. It'll be
Mhm.
like a fun thing. Like, I had so much fun working on those songs. So, like, it wasn't a
Yep.
failure no matter what, you know? Like,
Right.
it really depends on your goals. And I'd always wanted to do an idea like this. And so, yeah, I'm gonna jump on it. It's like, oh, now I'm the punk girl. Praise God, you
Yeah.
know? Yes, I will. Let's capitalize this. And I was the one who was jumping down my team's throats of like, how do we get this out? And it was a lot of like me trying to figure out like what is the best option from what was essentially handed to me as options. Like, I think
Mhm.
there's always ways to get it done, but it's you gotta follow your gut.
Sure, sure. I get it. So, talk to me about the streaming side. Have you had any luck on the streaming side in I mean, has there been some direct correlation, right? The social media has exploded,
Oh yeah,
but
no, it
your
like
stuff on
went up.
streaming,
Yeah, it went up a little bit. I mean, I did yeah, I texted my team, like, I think a couple days after, like, "Oh, it went up by, like, 1,000 people. That's cool." But honestly, I'm gonna be really honest with you, I don't pay attention to that because
mhm,
there are so many like, my numbers on Apple are so different than Spotify, and my numbers on Amazon, like, Amazon loves me, but it's like
yeah,
my numbers all across the board are just the fan base is just so different. So I don't really not I like yes and no, but I don't think that should ever be the goal. I think like what that did for me the most was kick a fire under my booty to get like these songs done. But yeah, if streaming happens, it happens.
mhm,
I
mhm.
think I think
That's
like the best takeaway is it has to be for you at the end of the day. Like, people like, sure, it's cool, this could perform, that's awesome. I haven't s I it's not out yet, so I don't know how it's gonna perform, but if it doesn't, who cares?
mhm, mhm. What's been
I
your
was aware I was gonna lose that money anyways, like, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's been your main um, revenue stream in from music as a whole? Like just
Oh,
being
shows.
this new in it.
Shows.
Okay.
Shows. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, shows change everything. Like,
Mhm.
I love playing shows, and I'm still smaller, and people are still getting to know me, so it's not something that is, like, sustainable full time, but, like, I know when I have a show coming up, I have a sense of, you know, like,
Yes, right.
"Okay, that's gonna be much better," but I'm mostly most of my revenue is just from working at my spa. That's it. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
I will pick up shifts. When I first started, I worked an opening stocking shift from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then I went work the front desk at the spa, and then I'd work as an esthetician. The whole point of this is if you want it for you, you gotta go get it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, I think that's important and that's more common than we think it is with rising artists, is the grind. We call
Yeah,
it, the grind. Not just trying to make music, get music out there and get in front of people, but everyone's got a day job also
yeah,
that they've got to maintain or something, some kind of side hustle at worst.
yeah. I mean, like, work ethic is really big. Like, it's usually the
Hmm.
people who quit, you know, a couple years in or quit after they're done with a label. I can't speak, but like it's all about understand like, I feel like that now that I've worked this much, I understand, like, what it takes, and, like, I don't have to rely on anybody now.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, that's the coolest thing about this is, yeah, a label will maybe be a good opportunity later, but
Hmm.
right now, I've got a good rhythm. It's not
Hmm.
terrible, like, shows come in and that helps, but I don't know, like, I don't know, I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it to save lives,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know? And so it's like,
Yeah.
this is my ministry. My time is, you know, my tithe. And
Hmm.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Well, it seems like a lot of artists, they kind of come into the business and think the music side is going to replace their job, we'll call it job side here pretty fast. And it doesn't pan out that way, and it's a little disheartening
No, even if
for
you are
people. And
taking shows, here's the thing, you know, like there might be a season where you're touring a ton, you're making lots of money, but girl,
Mm.
there's also gonna be a season where you're not.
Right.
You
Mm-hmm.
can't you
Mm-hmm.
can't just get it like, you gotta, like, and not to have a scarcity mindset, but it's like you have to have an awareness to the fact that, okay, like, it's important, like, talking about financial, it's important to have a plan intact for when you do make a lot of money. And it's important to have a plan for when you need to spend a lot of money, and being prepared the most. Like, preparation is like the key to even this conversation we're having.
Yeah.
Like, my whole thing is like with my jobs is essentially I'm prepping in case I have to step in. And the
Mm-hmm.
Lord steps in over and over again, but, like, I have to be ready to go to make it happen, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned when we were a couple weeks ago about you made a comment that stuck out for me, and it was keep dreaming when it feels impossible.
Hmm,
And you're like, I don't even remember saying that, but
I don't,
but
but
you
it sounds like
but
me.
you said yeah, you said that, and I think that's a great perspective. And like you're saying, for artists, you gotta do it for you,
Yeah.
one, and if you have even further cause, like in your case, it's for other people also. It's not a selfish endeavor in the end. It
No.
is understanding my music has impact on people in a very personal way, and that's motivating, you know.
Mhm.
And,
I mean,
and I,
yeah, I Hawk Nelson keeps me grounded. It keeps me
mhm,
being that Hawk Nelson fan, like, I know the feeling of what a song feels like when it really impacts you, and sometimes I'll listen to an old album and I'll be like, "Wow, yeah, I forgot. That's really
mhm,
cool." But also, like, it's kept me grounded because it's like, man, they had a whole career and they experienced it all.
mhm,
Man, what if I just put 1% more effort and just to try to save a life even more so, and just
mhm,
followed in their footsteps, and just kept that number 1 fan mentality of, "It's this is so cool that this is happening." Like,
mhm,
I have to walk into every single thing like that, even my work, even my
mhm,
job. I have to walk in to work and going to make money for music or a show. This
mhm,
is insane that this is happening. And
mhm,
I really never want to lose that. And I think, like, continuing to, like, harness, like, the excite like, I think that helps. But that's kind of the way I stay grounded in all of that, is, like,
mhm,
this isn't about me, this is about baby Grace and, like, what Hawk did for her.
mhm, mhm. That's great.
And if I can be that for someone else, that's, like, it. So you have
Yes.
to keep dreaming when it feels impossible, because there's a baby version of yourself out there whose
Mhm,
life is gonna be saved because of it.
mhm, mhm. Well, so how do you balance now? You're working effectively 24 hours a day, it seems, lately. And is there a struggle to, or how do you balance, let's say, we'll call it work life to include music,
Oh, I mean,
or
there's no
J
balance
O
right
J O
now.
B J O B, yeah, all just chaos.
No,
JOB,
like, yeah, like,
music and a personal life. Are you
I think,
finding there's a push and pull? There's a what are you finding as you move
well,
forward in this?
I mean, you have your people that you prioritize. You have, like, my husband priority, totally. But also, like, I have, like, like, I hate to say it, like, but, like, a couple friends where it's, if they called me and we wanna do something, that's more important to me. Like, right now, like, those relationships are, like, at the top level, but I'm gonna be really honest, it's hard for me to make new friends right now because I don't have
Sure.
any extra time to go. People wanna get coffee all the time. I feel like a jerk, but I
Mm-hmm.
just truly don't have time. I've just actually been
Hmm.
inviting them to come get facials. If you wanna spend
Right.
time, come to my work and see me there. But I think that's an okay thing for me not to have a balance right now,
Hmm.
because eventually things have to balance out. Like, things will balance out.
Hmm.
But God has called me to this immediately. It is right in front of me. It's happening now, and I have to enjoy it. And so it's like, honestly, there's not really a balance, but I don't know, like, my marriage will always be there, like
Mhm.
my family will always be there, my friends, the friends that love me the most, they're always there when I am ready to call, but they honestly, yeah, I have some friends in Oregon. We don't talk all the time, but they're our best friends, and every time
Mhm.
I go, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I haven't called in a while," she'll be like, "Grace, you're doing what you were made to do. Do
Yeah.
not apologize for that." And I think that's how the Lord feels about it too sometimes, like,
Mhm.
where it's like, "Lord, I'm so sorry I haven't rested," or "I'm so sorry." He's like, "Grace, like, you don't have to explain yourself to me." And same with my husband, like, I will come home from a whole day and be like, "I am so tired. I don't even know, like, I'll let me just dump the whole day on you," you know? It's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it's
Mhm.
God's active and moving right now, and so I think it's okay that it's like this for right now. It's when we get into the 10-year mark and it's like it's like, "Okay,
Yeah.
Grace, you are mentally ill at this point," like
Yeah, yeah, that's right, that's right. Ride the wave, you know? That's the
Yeah,
way I
yeah,
see
that's
it,
what my
like, right.
cousin, she said to me, like, "If you feel like working out, go work out. If you don't feel
Mhm.
like it, you don't have to."
Mhm.
So, it's right now, it's like I have kind of, like, all the relationships, like, I could ask for right now. And I'm full, like, I'm on full technically, so it's like, I just lean into it. So, I don't know, and it just all kinda morphs, like, me and my band, they're just, like, in my life now,
Mhm.
like, they're when
Mhm.
I'm, like, with my guitar player or with my producer, like, honestly, that's my friend time. That's my
Yeah.
I don't know, it doesn't feel like work when you're doing the right things, and so yeah, I'm working all the time, but I love what I do at the spa, and I love what I
Mhm.
do in
Mhm.
music, so it only gets tired when I'm doing something, like, out of the feeling of needing to do it, and it's
Mhm.
like, "Oh, like, I should not have done that. I didn't want to do that." So that's
Right,
exhausting. Yeah.
right, right. I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the independent road
Yeah,
versus
ask
the
me.
label road. Okay, so tell us a little bit about you've chosen to go independent. Maybe not even totally by choice, but you would qualify as an indie artist
Yeah.
right now and not signed by a label. Talk to me a little bit about what your thoughts are behind that. Should everybody go independent?
Well,
Should
no.
everybody go with a label? What should people be looking at in your opinion? I understand we have a million schools of thought
Yeah.
in
Oh,
this culture and in this industry, and there's so many perspectives, you know,
well, and there's
and I
so
think
many
it's what.
different artists with so many different paths, with so many different options with I mean, think about the Forrest Franks who are just uploading to DistroKid to, like,
Mhm.
the people who are signing to these major companies and doing, like, huge distro deals. There's so many it's so customizable right now because the sky's the limit, and for me so I moved to Nashville and I was trying to get signed. I was meeting with everybody. I was trying to say everything I could say that
Mhm.
was right and trying to do all the right things. And one of the A&Rs who he was one of the reasons I moved here, he watched me do that and he's like, "Man, you're just like the hustle I have, like the mindset I have is like I don't need to wait. I can, but I don't really need to." So it really just he just was like, "Hey, I've got these guys. They're in the UK. They just started a distribution company. They left a bunch of labels. They used to work for distribution for labels and they kind of have a perspective where you might not need to get signed and I think that might be cool for you to chat with because I was noticing it was going to take a while for anything to happen and I had music and like momentum and I didn't want to
Yeah.
lose that. And I was like, "Okay." So I met with them and they were like, "You're a pioneer of a whole different brand of artist." And because like I knew like the traditional thing to do, but I was like, "This there's got to be more to this than just like
Mhm.
waiting to get signed and doing it the way someone else wants to do it." And before this was even popular, they offered me a distribution deal. And I was told by people that's a mistake. You
Mhm.
shouldn't do that. I was told like that I was told like that was a mistake. And I think it was like cool because these guys who knew the ropes on distribution were starting to believe in me and I was one of the original artists signed to this like distribution company And now they have publishing too, and now they have a great team of people who like, I've created really cool relationships personally, like,
Mhm.
in the streaming world because people believe in them. And it says a lot when, you have an artist that's good and they believe in you and they're like, "Yeah, we wanna hear about her. We wanna know more about her."
Mhm.
And so I went the untraditional before it was popular. Now it's so popular to do a distribution deal. Like, I'm almost like, "Y'all told me I was crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all
Now
told me
everyone's
I was
yeah.
crazy and I did it before anyone else, and now everyone's looking." And same with social media is I guarantee you,
Mhm.
let's see what these punk covers do. I guarantee you people are gonna start doing it. They're gonna see it
Mhm.
works. But so choosing independent for right now is the best because there is a lot of energy around what I'm doing. And, like, it's a 10-year town. That's what they always tell you. It's a
Hmm.
10-year town. People don't blow up. Chapel Roan did not blow up overnight. She was signed, she was dropped, and then she blew up. So it's like there's a whole music life that happens before people even blow up out of nowhere. And I'm
Mhm.
aware I've not reached that point yet. Like, it's cool that these reels are, like, popping off and stuff, but I
Mhm.
know, like, my overnight like, success moment is not here yet. Like, it's gonna take a couple more years probably, and I'm okay with that. But in the meantime, I don't wanna stop the momentum. I have a beautiful band and producers who like, literally, my producer, Blake Cross, has made it possible for me to pursue this as well. So it's like he's the other half of Grace Graber in a way because he makes the music, I deliver the songs, and I market it. So we have a really cool you find relationships where it's like, this is ride or die right here.
Mhm.
And we're making music together and we're kind of unstoppable. Like, we've kind of been
Mhm.
unstoppable. So it's like right now I've chosen it because it's kind of like all that's handed to me. But I think what this is going to line up to be is something where I have negotiation power late. If it does blow up, there's an opportunity for me to later to be like, well, you want all this? Some it's gonna take some convincing because I've got a really good right now. I have a really good right now. Honestly, it would take convincing from a label right now to even
Mhm.
but that's what's cool is like I have built a team like I am a signed artist and I keep all my masters and that's where I'm at right now. I have booking, I have publishing, I have distro, I've built my team, I trust them.
Mhm.
And if you can do that, I've had some larger artists reach out to me and tell me like you have the best handful of people
Yeah.
like that people work for that kind of stuff. They kill for that kind
Mhm.
of stuff. So it's like
Mhm.
you just
Mhm.
have to find your people and but independently, the hardest part is just finding the finances. But what's cool is like the Lord continues to provide over and over again, nationally or resources. Like if I'm having a hard time with something, like there's always grace somewhere. So I hope that answered your question. Wings
Yeah.
really changed and allowed me to think about the independent route as an option
Mhm.
and educated me on what if you did an independent thing, right, what it would look like. And so
Mhm.
it's cool. It's like they're still in my life. I'm one of their original artists, and I it was the best decision ever. And now I'm watching artists literally DM me, DM them. How do I get a part of it? And they're like maxed out at this
Mhm.
point. So it's like I was like,
Yeah.
that's well, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you start out with the perspective of I need to find a label, I need to find a label, and
Mhm.
then all of a sudden you were like,
Yeah, I mean, I had coffees with people that I admired, and they were like, "You might wanna do this independent." I've had labels tell me, "You'll thank us in 5 years if you don't sign a deal,"
mhm. Mhm.
because I know exactly what I wanna do with this, like and that is
Yeah.
some artists need a label because they don't have like me, I know what my album is gonna look like next. I know what songs are gonna be on there. I know what we're doing for this, what we're doing for that. It's just like like finance is just like the only thing stopping that. But some people need a label because they don't know what they wanna do with all of that as well. They need a creative team. They need a team who is gonna help them customize things. They're a performer. That's what some people are, and that's okay. But, like, I've literally shown labels my 2-year plan, and they're like, "If all you're asking for from us is money, you're gonna regret that." And
Uh-huh.
so, like, you have to, like, understand, like, why do you want a label? Is it just for financing? Because at that point, they like, you just it's just a bank at that point, like, you just owe people money. Like,
Yeah,
people don't realize, yeah, you could sign a good deal, but no matter what, the money has to come somewhere. So, like,
that's right.
maybe there's, like, a thing that they'll forgive whatever. Still, that's money being spent, and that is I don't know. I just, like,
Mhm.
I don't know. I hope
Yeah.
the ROI is awesome, but, like, I'm not betting on that, and I
Mhm.
really am kind of glad no one else is right now because how bummer is that? But, yeah, I just discovered, like, independent with if I was handed resources to act as an independent, but not.
Mhm.
So, honestly, why not? See where it
Yeah.
can take me, and if I get to a place where I can't do it on my own, and I can use that as leverage of the fact that it is all mine right now, might as well do that.
Mhm.
It might be a good
Mhm.
decision later. I just think it really just depends on the mission of, like, why are you getting signed? Is it just money, or is it you need a team? Is it you need creative help? I mean, there's so much more than just the financial side when it comes to a label. So, and then it's like, are those your people? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. How much control do you want to give up to
Yeah.
accomplish what you think you want in the end?
And if I know exactly what I'm doing in a year from today,
Yeah.
why would I just hand them that?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
I honestly, I would love, and this is where I'd be like, yeah, a label's a good decision, is if they came to me and they said, "We have an idea.
Mhm.
3rd album. What about this?" Yeah, that's cool. Why not? Like, I'm so down for that, but I don't know, I'm too much of a dreamer to, like, not plan that kinda stuff, and
Mhm.
so, it's like, if I can keep playing shows and keep it up, like, there'll be a point where it will pay for itself, so
Mhm. Mhm. What was some of your motive behind you said you moved to Nashville? Was
mhm.
that strictly for a little more local opportunity?
Community. For music community, I was taking so many online co-writes. And everyone lived in Nashville, and I was talking to labels, and, like, I wanted to collaborate, and as soon as I moved here, I got an email in my inbox from a man named Blake Cross, who would just get into town, wanted to see it through with an artist, and, like, he and his buddies were in a band in college, and now all of them are my band. They never wanted to be the artist, they just wanted to make the music.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so I have the vision, I have the songs. They're like, "Great." I wouldn't have been able to be doing that without him. Like, he, in a lot of ways, like, is kind of my investor. Like, not like he's
Yeah.
not investing like money, but he's investing so much time, like it's his
Mhm.
own thing.
Mhm.
So like I wouldn't have met Blake. I wouldn't have met like my distribution. I wouldn't have met my
Mhm.
booking. There's something to be said about going where people are and just like, I mean, I live where my heroes live. My drummer was in Hawk Nelson.
Mhm.
I wouldn't have been able to do that
Yeah.
anywhere else. Plus, it's central. If you want to tour, this is central to all the states. So,
Mhm.
there's
Sure
like
is.
so
Yeah.
many, yeah, there's so many reasons to move to Nashville. But I mean, I think I came here with the impression of I'm gonna make it, and I've slowly just realized, no, I got to meet like everyone like who was gonna help me make it here.
Mhm.
And I don't know, there's something beautiful about that, to be able to
Yep.
just go to coffee with my heroes and just be a part of and watch
Mhm.
other people thrive, and there's just it's so cool.
Well, so let's kind of start landing the plane here and tell everybody where can we find you? Where can we find your stuff?
Everywhere. Yeah, look
Everywhere.
up Grace
I believe
Graber
it.
and I'll pop up somewhere. Something somewhere will pop up and it'll be a great video, it'll be a terrible video, it'll be embarrassing. But yeah, Grace Graber wherever you
Yeah.
get music, and yeah.
Any touring intentions
Yeah,
in the near
yeah.
future?
No, yeah, we're trying to like Christmas. I have a couple shows for that, but Yeah, I'm doing this tour called Mental Health Nights. So I'm bringing out like some friends who have wanted to open for me. And so I'm pumped. And we're going to just be very intentional about like, I have churches all the time reach out and go, "Are you going to share your story?" It's like, that my story is like
Okay.
kind of a part of me. So yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, yeah, we're gonna really get into it. It's gonna be a little more punk than usual. For me, what I've noticed with doing shows is the kids don't want to be preached out another night. These kids, they need a break. And
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
I'm mental health nights is gonna be that break for those kids. So yeah.
Well, every show we wrap up with a quick segment we call Final Riffs. It's kind of our lightning
Yeah.
round. Short questions, short answers, mostly first thing that comes to mind. Ready?
Yeah. Do it. Do it.
So, what band or artist besides Hawk Nelson will you never get tired of listening to?
Oh my gosh, there's so many of those people. Loveless. They're not a Christian band, but oh my gosh, I love Loveless.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Any others? If you have.
Our Last Night does a bunch of like covers. I'm trying to think. The classic Crime. Run Kid Run. Oh my gosh. I've been saying all this. It's Family Force 5.
Family Force 5.
Like
Yeah.
literally forget the rest. Forget the rest. It's Family Force 5. I never press skip. Yeah.
How funny. Yes, yes. Yeah. Man, that brings back
So
some
bad.
memories, actually. They've been
Mhm.
around a minute.
I brought
They've
the
been
Hulk
around a
hands
minute.
back for all my shows. I bring the Hulk hands out. Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. All right. What is a non-music hobby or passion of yours?
Aesthetics. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
facials, skincare, makeup, all the things. Yeah, I'm serious.
Do it. That's awesome. Coffee, tea, or something stronger?
Tea.
Tea. Black tea, green tea,
Actually, I
coffee
I
tea.
dabble in medicinal teas, funny enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like I need to sleep. Here's this GABA oolong rolled
Hmm.
in Kyoto, Japan. Yeah, I'm like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Here's a harder one. If your life had a theme song, what would it be?
Something Good Can Work by Two Door Cinema Club.
Okay. Cool. All right. Pets.
Oh yeah, dog, cat, Gabby Guinness. The cat is our world. She that forget me some days. That is my husband's like world. That yeah, she's awesome.
Cool. All right. Last question. Any closing thoughts? The first things that come to mind, advice that you would give a musician up and coming.
Yeah, I mean just get up and coming. Like like
Yeah.
get up and do it. I mean, here's the thing is it's always and this is something my heroes have told me recently. It's always going to be available to you. You do not need to like do it perfectly or do it tomorrow or not do it tomorrow. Like just enjoy it and trust your gut on it. If it's on your brain and you can't stop thinking about it, maybe just get up and do it. But
Hmm.
also, if you're like, man, it'll always be available. So get up and do the thing. However, you feel like the gut way is to do it, it's going to be right. And God has called us so individually. And so there is so much room for everybody, no matter the genre, no matter the type of
Hmm.
music or the message. Just because I do mental health doesn't mean we can't have 100 other people because there's billions of people in the world and I can't do this all on my own. So it's like we all thrive when we're all as a body in Christ, hands and feet and neck and nose. Like we can't that person you're watching and that's maybe stopping you from doing it, they can't be all of that. There's going to be an element to you making a huge impact too. So I'd say just don't wait or wait. It's up to
Hmm.
you. It's always going to be available, but you're never going to know if it's time until you start. So,
All right. Well, Grace, thank you for being so open and honest about the work behind the art, the
yeah.
social approach, and even just effort, right? Talking about the effort that needs to be put into it, and you got to do your day job if you got to do your day job. You know,
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
I'm
important for
so
people to
tired.
understand.
And there's a sense of so many times I've had artists just go, "I'm gonna quit it." I've quit. Okay, we can add this to the podcast if you want.
Yeah.
There was a point where I did quit my job too soon.
Hmm.
I thought, "I'm going
Okay.
on tour. I'm quitting my job. I'm doing this." And
Hmm.
then the tour fell through,
Oh man.
and I immediately had to call my old boss back and go, "I am so sorry." And that is how we worked out the agreement. "Hey, this is important to me. This is why I moved to Nashville.
Hmm.
I will make it worth your while. I will work really hard when I'm here, but I need the understanding that I have to go out on the road every so often."
Hmm.
And they have been gracious to allow that because they understand I'm not here to work there. I'm here to do music. And I hope God blesses them tenfold for all the times they understand that I can't be at a meeting or I have to go this weekend. And so I've accidentally quit my job too soon and I've seen like what kind of impact that can make. And it always breaks my heart when I like hear artists just sad that they can't do that because I
Hmm.
remember being like, "Oh, I thought it was going to happen too." But again, that just can't be the focus. And like my
Yeah.
mother-in-law told me and TJ, it's like, "Grace, like you have to be at, as long as you have to be at the spa, is God will make it known. Like he will make it known." And
Hmm.
honestly, I believe that. Like when it becomes too much, he will make it known and
Hmm.
there will be peace around it. And it's not anytime soon unless money falls out of the sky, but like
Never know.
it's like they're still gracious. They still allow me to tour. I have clients. And so honestly, God still has me there and I will be faithful to that. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm. That's great. All right, for everyone listening, if this helped you think about the business side of your music, head on over to my website at 1024wealth.com/music. Grab your free ebook, A Musician's Guide to Infinite Banking. Imagine funding your next project while your savings keep compounding. When you're ready to talk about it, let's hop on a call and talk through it. Meanwhile, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Share this with any musician you think needs to hear this. And I will see you next time. Until then, Grace, thank you so much for being here. And you guys keep your money working and your music moving. We'll see you next time.